Appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jared. I worked for Teamworks for a better part of about 14 years now. And we have year-round facilities. And during the summer, we all put on our summer camp hats. So we have several different facilities in Acton, Mass, Northborough, Mass, Revere, Somerset, and Warwick, Rhode Island. Recently, we took on Canton, Mass, which doesn't have a camp yet, but we're working on that. And then recently, we have taken over some land in Westford, where Marcus Lewis used to have his day camp. We are now running a Teamworks Adventure Camp in Westford, Mass. And we also are now managing partners of a brand new facility in Winchester. And so what we're trying to do is kind of spread ourselves out so we can try to reach every community that we can. So depending on where you live or where you work, there might be a good option for you. And we've been in the business for well over 20 years or 24 years. And I'll go ahead and start sharing my screen with you guys. And we have questions here. We'll go from there. All right. So these will be the four facilities that I'll be speaking with you today. These are the websites: Acton, Northborough, Winchester, and Teamworks Adventure Camp. Winchester, again, is brand new. That'll be the smaller of the four camps. Acton is about a 70,000 square foot facility. We have a restaurant inside with 3.5 indoor turfs, all 15,000 square feet. And then we also have outside, we have an outdoor pool, an outdoor field that's 110 by 75 feet wide, basketball court, ropes course on 8 acres of land. So that's inside and outside. But if it rains, we never skip a beat. Northborough is very similar to Acton with a massive building. I believe they're a tad bit bigger, about 85,000 square feet, again, with outdoor space, outdoor basketball courts, outdoor pool, ropes courses. And the Teamworks Adventure Camp, the name kind of speaks for itself. It is completely an outside camp with a few cabins, a rec hall. There are some dining options there. They have a pond. So we're very excited about this. It's kind of like all my camp directors are trying to jump on it because it's really a camp director's dream, especially being at Teamworks, because everything's been kind of indoor with a little bit of outdoor space. Now we have a completely outdoor camp. So we're very excited to share their place in our facility in Westford. So let me just click on the next one here. Prepared a short video here and then some more talking points if I can get to it. So I think it's important after you guys watch the video there that some of those pictures were taken prior to last year's summer camp. It took a lot of work on our end to run summer camp last season with COVID going on. We ran it for about 15 weeks, and I think one of my slides, or we'll get into that, our COVID protocols. But you can see some of those pictures were taken without mask on. Those were previous to last year, but we kind of wanted to show you a glimpse of what the smiles will be, in the future as well. So we have day camps with boys and girls, ages 4 to 14. We do a CIT program at several facilities that go to age 16. We have, as I mentioned before, several different facilities throughout Massachusetts and Rhode Island. And again, indoor and outdoor venues, theme days, some of the theme days, some are week-long theme days, as we try and get everybody involved. And, it doesn't matter where you come from or what you want to do, the theme days tend to have interest for everybody. So this is a little bit about our adventure camp in Westford. It is on a massive lake. So there was a zip line that goes into water. There's a ropes course there, basketball court, newly renovated showers and bathrooms. And you choose from a base camp, and then you can also choose from week-long specialty camps. So if you're into fishing, you can do fishing every morning. And then within your cohort, you can join another group in the afternoon. And that group will be the same throughout the week. As some of the parameters and guidelines in Massachusetts say you can't go over, 25 kids to a cohort. So, and this brings me into this slide here. With 15 weeks under our belt last year at several different facilities, we have several camp directors at each facility. As I'm the general manager of the Acton facility, we did as much research as we could. And the guidelines themselves, as I'm sure some of my peers here that are going to share their camps after me will tell you, that they're very fluid. Especially last year, they were changing almost 3 days before camp even started back in June. And then the last guidelines last summer came out on August 8th, and when they increased the cohorts from 10 to 25. And with that comes a lot of experience running camp last year into this year. And I have conversations all day long with parents about what our protocols are, what to expect going forward. And it is difficult for some questions for some parents, because it is up to the new guidelines that come out. And it's fair to say that they have been very similar to the CDC guidelines. So anybody that does have questions out there, they are very similar to a lot of the CDC guidelines that are out there. And I think that pretty much concludes me up here chatting with you guys. I think I will stop sharing now. And again, my name is Jared. I've been at Teamworks for 12, 13, I think going on 14 years now. And one of the big points I wanted to say is I'm glad that these other 3 camps are on here with me. And Meng, thank you very much for providing me with the opportunity to talk, because camp provides something very special for these kids. And we saw it last summer when they started showing up. So kudos to everybody on here. And again, at the end here, if you have any questions, let me know. And again, thank you, Meng, for giving me the opportunity.
Sure. Thank you, Jared. I think it's great that you have so many locations. Personally, I especially like the Westford one. Seems like outdoor adventures. Okay, great. So the parents have any questions, you can unmute yourself and directly ask Jared.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't all bite at once.
I know the first one. So maybe I'll ask a quick question.
To break the ice,
Yeah, I know. It's so do you provide any bus transportation to Westford or to other?
We're not going to this year. I know that in the past, Marcus Lewis did have a fleet of buses that went from, I believe, Waltham to Littleton. We may do that in the future and actually run the buses from our other facilities. to the outdoor camp. So you have kind of our indoor sports facility camps that would bus to our outdoor adventure camp in Westford. So that is a possibility in the future. But I think this year, again, with the fluid situation, we had to kind of just simplify things and make sure we operate properly.
Right. Yeah, there is a question. I think it's kind of a direct message to me. What specific programs do you have at the Westford location? Westford.
Um, the Westford location offers about 7 or 8 different types of camps, from parkour, which is a new and up and coming sport, which is basically using your environment to get from point A to point B. It's kind of a type of fitness. We do have a co-play camp. There is an archery camp, an outdoor adventures camp within the outdoor adventures. So it's more of a ropes course camp. So you learn how to tie knots and belay. And the most popular one is the base camp. And the base camp gives you a variety of different activities, from archery to swimming to fishing. And you can register for these things throughout the week and pick which ones you want to do within your cohort. So sometimes you may not get to do archery one day, but the counselor knows that you want to do it. So your group or your cohort will eventually get to that program throughout the week.
Mm, Great. Thank you. Another related question. Do you have outdoor programs at the Acton location?
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
So we got the name, Teamworks Adventure Camp from not only obvious reasons of being outside, but we ran an outdoor adventure camp in Acton and Northborough and Warwick, Rhode Island, for the last 10 years, called Outdoor Adventure Camp. And that was on our ropes course. And we would have, we'd cook hot dogs over fires. A lot of team building activities would be involved in that, especially with the ropes course, where it's something very tricky, and you need to exude confidence. So you need to be able to trust those around you, especially the counselor. Because if you're 30 feet in the air, you could not know you're afraid of heights, and all of a sudden, halfway up, you start, questioning yourself. But having that trust with that counselor, who will provide you that confidence to overcome that on the rock wall or whatever element you're on, is extremely important. So that's really where that outdoor adventure camp derives from. And Acton has several venues outside that we've actually polished over the last couple of years, and then kind of sped up some of the projects when COVID came along last year, to provide more outdoor venues for our camps to eat, to not only play at but eat at. We bought more picnic tables. Because usually we eat in our restaurant, right, or we eat in our party rooms inside, which are separate from our fields. And what we did is we took picnic tables and tents and created more eating areas outside, to spend more time outside, which is everything we're reading is outside is safer. So, we kind of mix and match, but there's plenty of outdoor space there. Yes.